What I'd like to do is give you a series of broadcasts that's going to show a budding entrepreneur or a teacher of some sort how they might go about the process of using this product, COM F5 live broadcast tool, to do lessons from home. And so I was told in this book that everybody has some form of expertise that mostly they keep to themselves, and I think with this live F5 broadcast tool, it's going to allow a lot of us to put it out there. And we could actually probably make some money with this, because the capabilities teaching one student at a time can be kind of a slow process, but if you were able to put together a workshop, a webinar series using this product, you may be able to put together what they call a fixed term membership. And what that does is allows someone to create the product once and distribute it over and over again and collect on a monthly basis license fees. So what I'm going to do is pause this for a moment and then show you what would be involved as a saxophone teacher might go about the process of showing beginning saxophone lessons online here. So give me a couple seconds to set up, and we'll see you on the other side. Hi, this is Jazz Cat here. We're going to do part one of a demonstration on how a teacher may teach saxophone from home using a broadcast tool, COM F5. The live presentation tool will allow you to do webinars, presentations, but for today we're going to show a beginner how he might set up a saxophone. This is lesson one, and I'm going to use the broadcast tool to present it on the big screen behind me with a little luck here. So give me a second here to set up. Okay, what I'm doing here is logging into my COM F5 account, and I'm going to launch a live broadcast. It's as simple as a three-click process. You go to your home page, Live F5, hit the Live F5 button, you set up a profile and a broadcast name, which is default on demand. Click the Go Live button, and voila. You can see me here on the big screen momentarily. Excuse me as I turn my back to you here. I'm going to be broadcasting through this webcam, and it's going to be projecting up here, so you'll be able to watch over my shoulder, basically. So, okay, so I allow my camera to be initiated, and there it is. So, this is Mark Valentine, aka Jazz Cat. I'm going to give you a tour of how to start to learn basic saxophone. I've been playing sax probably 25, 30 years now, and haven't really taught this much, but I think there's something here of value that I can create, especially this product, which will allow people to see how they might use it to teach piano or knitting or crocheting or whatever it is they have an expertise in. So the way I usually start with beginning students is that I show them a reed. Basically, this is a B-flat tenor saxophone reed, and it has there's certain strengths. The strength levels are from 1 to 5, and I recommend that not to go higher than a 2. This is a 2. The 1.5 is probably recommended for a beginner. And so the thing about saxophone reeds is they tend to squeak, and the reason they squeak is because they're dry. So you have to soak these for a good 5 or 10 minutes. Basically just kind of suck on the reed, and it gives them enough moisture that it creates it'll get soft enough for you to work with. So let me show you how to set up the saxophone. I'm going to pause for a moment. And I have a Brill Heart mouthpiece. mouthpiece. When you set the reed on the mouthpiece, it should come right to the edge. I don't know if you can see that. It should come right to the edge and line up on the bottom part so that it squares up with the ridge that sits along. There's a ridge that sits along the bottom of the mouthpiece. And this squares up, and it should come right to the end. Okay, once you have that, you put the ligature, this is a little metal C-clamp kind of a thing, and there's only one way it fits. It's you have to put the wide end on first. And once you have that down to about there, you clamp it down. Okay, so that's the first step of attaching the mouthpiece, and it works. So from here, I usually put it on the neck, about halfway up. Put on my strap next, and this is a pad saver device. This is actually just a plug that sits in the horn and dries up the pads, so any moisture that gets in there doesn't ruin the pads. So very well worth the $30 I spent on it, I think. Okay. Oh, and be careful when you're holding the saxophone. It's safe to hold it at the bell or underneath, but you don't want to grab it on the keys or the rods. The rods and keys are kind of delicate if you grab them full strength, you know. So the way to hold this horn is by the bell, underneath, and cradle it. You know, that's the. So once I have the horn in my hand, I'll attach the neck strap. So if it does slip, it won't hit the ground. So from here, you take your neck and insert it into the top of the horn. And there's also another clamp right there. So that's it. That's pretty much assembly of the saxophone. So once you have your reed in place, you have to put your mouthpiece on the neck of the horn, put the neck onto the body of the horn. I'm going to go back over here to the broadcast tool. So once the horn's put together, and I showed you, I inserted a video to show how that might work. And now what I'm going to do is demonstrate a C scale. And the C scale has the ability, I mean, it is basically, if you're looking at a piano, the C scale would be all the white keys. And it will go from C through, from middle C to high C. And that's what, on the saxophone, it's there's just 7 notes to the scale. And the top note repeats, which is high C. And I will show you some slides, and in the next lesson, basically this first lesson is how to set up the horn, and the next lesson will show you the C scale and how we can get to playing a song rather quickly. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next broadcast. Hi again, this is Mark Valentine, Jazz Cat, the multimedia professor, and I'm going to give you a quick overview of the saxophone. In a short series of about 5 lessons, I think I can teach a beginning saxophone student how to set up a sax and play a C scale and actually play a song. Okay guys, so this is what I see, and let me see if I pick the horn up here and do it, bring it in tight. You'll notice that on the sax there are 5 keys on top. If I pick the horn up here and do it, bring it in tight, you'll notice that on the sax there are 5 keys on top. You see them here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and the fingerings for the top 4 notes are up here, up top. You have to make sure that you put your index finger on the second key, not the first. This key is very rarely used. It's for false fingerings, for something you don't need to know right offhand. But to get this, to set your hand for the top 3 notes, you need to put your index finger here, your second finger here, which is on the 4th key, and your ring finger here on the 3rd key. I'm sorry, 5th key. So it's 2, 4, 5. Those are the 3 keys that you're going to hold for the C scale. You're going to be holding the horn with your left hand on those 3 keys, right? Okay, so initially we're only going to teach you middle C today, and that's your middle finger, like 4th key. That's middle C. You notice that I'm only holding it with this middle finger. And so if you hold that and blow into the horn, you'll get the note C. And next lesson we're going to actually go through the C scale, and we're going to get to a point where we can play 3 blind mice. And we'll see you on the next side. Thank you. Bye. Hi again, this is Mark Valentine, Jazz Cat, the multimedia professor, and I'm going to give you a quick overview of the saxophone. In a short series of about 5 lessons, I think I can teach a beginning saxophone student how to set up a sax and play a C scale and actually play a song. And so in the first lesson I showed you how to set up the reed and the horn, and I showed how I'm going to put that together using the live broadcast tool. And I'm also going to be able to archive these lessons and create slides and video inserts to give the students something, a form of reference. So once they've taken a lesson, they can go back and review.